Last. Now everybody go to breakfast.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm KhiaJordannn, aka The Diva. I'm here to show you guys my no foundation makeup routine, Bratz Doll edition. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to start out with a fresh washed face. It's moisturized. I like to go with my Dermalogica skin smoothing cream. And also when I'm doing my makeup, I have to make sure I either use vitamin C cream, vitamin E cream, or Vaseline. Today I'm going to go with Vaseline. And just going to make sure that my skin is really moisturized and hydrated, especially in those corners and those creases. Anywhere that you crease, you want to make sure it's very hydrated. And when you're going under your eyes, you want to make sure that you're always using your ring finger, since it is the most gentle finger that you have. It's not a lot of pressure that this finger is capable of, so you want to make sure that you're using that ring finger. I got my candle lit and we can go ahead and get started. So let's get into it. I like to make sure that I'm only using one source of light when I'm doing my makeup, because different sources of light will make it to where you don't understand and see exactly what's going on in your makeup. And when you get out into the sunlight, you're going to look about 12 different colors because you were using 12 different lights. So I like to use this light here. I like warm lights to do my makeup in. This is a blue light. I hate blue lights. This is just absolutely no. This is a light. It's a white light. So I don't really like to do my makeup in this light just because my eyes are very sensitive to this light. So this light is calming. I can actually make this a lot brighter. That's what I'm going to do. I recently bought a lot of e.l.f. products and I'm actually really excited to use all of them in a full beat. This is the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I was using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Lift, but my mom left it out. She like stole it and it dried out, so I just never went and got it again. But I saw this in the store. I was like, okay, let me give it a try again. I'm going to try this e.l.f. It's cheap. I think it was like $6, so I'm not expecting it to perform like the almost $30 product, but I do expect it to give it a nice lift. Recently, I thought I was going back to my thin brow ways, but I realized I'm not a thin brow girl. I like my brows to be as thick as possible. I don't really have thick eyebrows naturally. They're very fine, and sometimes they're very blonde. So I tint them a lot, and I like to keep them as thick as possible now. I go in with this color. Sometimes I mix it with this color, but today I'm just going in with that one color. And I'm just going to fill in this part right here and this part that's not as full. You'll see how she looks a bit more full, like that's kind of natural for me, but it's still not. You can still see my strokes. Basically you can still see the hairs, but it's not as full. You see the difference? So we're gonna mimic the same thing on the other side. I started doing my makeup when I was about 13. I only did mascara because I really have long lashes, and I've always been into having the dramatic eyelash look because my eyes were green. So I just like to accentuate that. With mascara, my lashes would look like these lash extensions. You know that trick that Beyonce put on the internet? Like, I don't know what time that was, but she always said when you're doing your mascara, you take the wand and you blink into it instead of just taking your wand and forcing your lashes into the wand. You blink into the wand and it just gets a lot more full and it picks up a lot more product. That's what I did, but I would do 3 layers of mascara. I would do this side, go to this side, let it dry, do it again, let it dry, do it again, and my lashes would be so beautiful, like fuego. Okay, my friend got me saying that, but fuego, and I love when he says it because it's fuego. What? Now that my brows are done, she's looking a little crazy. Sometimes I get out of whack and I like get impatient to where they don't look the same, but that's okay because I'm going to clean it up. So all of my brushes I will link in the description, so go check those out. But you can get them, I forgot the name of them, but you can get them at like Walgreens, CVS, any convenience store. They run for about $20 a pack. Target, Ulta, they're nice. I just literally cannot think of the name of them. All of my concealers are Too Faced. I love Too Faced. Love them down, okay? So let's go in and carve that. This is the brush Smudge. It don't got a number, it just says, oh yeah, it does. It's RT. Oh, it's rubbed off, so I'll just link them in the description. When I get ready and do my makeup, I like to listen to soulful jazz. Not any type of jazz, but soulful jazz. Any soulful music really, but jazz is such a calming station for me. I love jazz. I don't like to bring the line all the way to the front of the brow just because it looks like really unnatural. So you're going to put that line in the middle and then take a little bit of that off of your hand and just mesh them together so they look as natural as possible, and then go up. So blend that out underneath. My skin is very moisturized from that Vaseline, so everything is gliding very beautifully. And if you're familiar with Too Faced products, you know that they're very, very thick, very creamy, but they move wherever you put it, and the coverage is amazing. So you're just gonna blend that out, and look, it blended beautifully. Beautifully. Take it all the way around, and then do the other side. I remember when I first got into makeup, I always looked on YouTube. I've always learned everything from YouTube. YouTube University has been my thing. So naturally, it was just like once I got educated in certain things that I was interested in, I came to YouTube and I wanted to share just like the people that I used to watch. So that's where a lot of my videos actually did good, when I was being informative. But I just kind of wanted to share my personality too, and I'm having a hard time actually reaching a lot of people. But once I find my people, I find my people. But to go back to that, I would learn how to do everything on YouTube, and I would always go to look at the UK girls to do my makeup. I love the UK girls. I know the African American girls and the UK girls have been like fighting recently. Like they always go back and forth about like who's better and you know, all of that. But I love the UK girls, and I wish they would stop trying to fight with us. Like, we love y'all. I love y'all. Anyways, y'all taught me how to do my makeup, but you cannot beat a UK girl at makeup. I'm sorry, you just can't. I'm going in with my Baby Skin by Maybelline. This is a silicone primer, so I'm using silicone primer because my concealers and everything that I use as far as makeup is silicone based instead of water based. You have to make sure that you are matching all those things up when it comes to your makeup, because that will play a huge role, a huge part in your makeup being really smooth and lasting all day. I recently learned that. So make sure that you're using silicone based products with silicone based products and water based products with water based products. Brows are done. Moment of silence for those. Very natural, but she there, period. I'm going to apply Cookie under my eye. Now, everywhere that you put your concealer is everywhere that it's going to cover. So You can't put one dot of foundation or one dot of concealer right here like this and expect it to actually like cover the entire eye. It's not going to. I know the girls love the no makeup look and keeping it simple, but I don't. And I'm going to put my makeup on because that's what I bought it for. So you're going to make sure you put your makeup right here. I like to go down the side of my nose and make like a little triangle right there because I like for it to be really full coverage right there. I have dark under eyes and I don't want to see that whenever I get done with my makeup, so that's why I do that. The lighter shade will go in the middle. I accidentally connected this, but that's okay. We're just going to put that right there in the middle. Now I'm going to let that kind of dry down on its own and move on to the rest of my face. I'm going in with Chestnut. Y'all, these have lasted me for like 2 years, and that's exactly why I love Too Faced products, because no matter how much I use, their products are so creamy. Like, look how much comes out on this. Look how much product comes out on that wand. You don't want to use all of that, so you're going to scrape it off every time. And what's happening? You're going to make sure that you're keeping a lot of your product. I don't like to put a lot of product on my forehead because it'll look like I just look dead up there. You know what I'm saying? It just looks weird. So I don't like a really dark bronzer up there at all. I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in 445. This is a kind of dark, but I do want it to be a little warm. I don't use a lot of it, but I just put it on top of that lighter shade, and we're going to blend that out. Real Techniques is these brushes. That's the name of the brushes, Real Techniques. So I'm going to go in with Real Techniques 260. This is the blending brush. It's kind of flat but round at the same time, and it's big, so you can blend it out really nice. Now I'm starting to itch. You're just going to pat that in and carve out your cheekbone. The lines that you naturally have when you do this is what you want to actually outline. Let me brighten this up because I feel like you guys can't see me, okay? Alright, I think that's a lot better. I'm sorry that I didn't have this idea before I started, but it's going to be fine, okay? So, that's what I was saying. You're just going to blend this out, and you're going to go in a C. So you're just going to go all the way around. I like for this part to be really dark because it just snatches me in. I love that. Girls with round faces understand, okay? We don't want to have that pie face. We want to snatch her in. So, just like that. Don't bring it too far down because we're going to add our lighter shade of concealer right there. Y'all see my line naturally? We're going to add that right there, and it's going to cut it so beautifully. So just do the other side. Go around. Make sure you're getting it in your hairline just a bit. All the way around, and then we're going to buff out that forehead. Now I don't like to bring it down in the middle. We're just going to hit that right here, and then connect it with right there, but kind of leave a little bit of space right here from your brow because you don't want it to look really dark right there, and you want to make sure that where you carved it out is still highlighted just so it can look really sharp. So blend that in just like that. Keep this brush for later on. All the product that's still on it is going to be helpful later on. Then for underneath the eye, we're going in with the soft accent. It is in the number 421. It's flat, angled, and we're going to buff that out right along here. I don't want to bring this down here because naturally I'm not highlighted all the way down there. I'm just going to keep it where I'm highlighted naturally because I'm just trying to accentuate my natural features. So I'm going to buff this out. You want to start at the bottom and the edges because you don't want to drag all your product down from where you really want it to be covered, okay? So I'm going to bring that out naturally and have that really sharp line. It's like kind of cutting the eyes. My lash extensions are kind of being annoying. I like to get it as close as I can underneath my eye because I like for it to just look flawless and mesh together like that. Make sure you pull your nose over and you get in that crease right there, because you never want somebody to be looking at you from the side and like see that natural skin. That's very ugly and it's giving lazy. So go ahead and do that. It's a simple step. Girl, if you're a baddie, you're a baddie. If you're not, I get it. Cool. But I am, so I'm gonna make sure I do that step. Pull your nose over, get in that corner. And the position that you're holding the brush matters. If you're holding right here, you're going to pick up a lot more product because you're being more aggressive and it's a lot more force being used. But if you hold it back here, it's not a lot of pressure being used and it can look very airbrushed, flawless, like there's barely any effort. That's what you want. You don't want to pick up all of your product. Bring that out. Whenever you place your concealer right here at the very end and right here, you don't have to blend it so far. You'll just blend it into the skin. You're pushing it into the skin, so that way it's actually covering everything that you wanted to cover. That's the whole point. You shouldn't have to move your makeup around a whole lot because then you're defeating the purpose, you know? Okay, so you notice how I didn't go all the way underneath my eyes right here, because with that step I'm going in with a beauty blender. I love beauty blenders. I will never let them go. I do not care what you say. This is really small. It's a little dirty, but you see how it's pointy? I'm going to use that part to cut out my nose and go underneath my eye to get it as close to my lash line as possible. Just like that. Perfect. Look up when you do this if you can, just so that you won't crease. I do weird faces too, so excuse me. I like my nose to be cut out naturally. My nose is already naturally narrow, so I do not want to make it even more narrow because I would look like I won't have one. Okay, so I don't like to put a lot of makeup on my nose, but my nose is actually crooked. This side, this bone right here, goes over a little more than this side. So what I do is I kind of go over that bone and make it look like it's not crooked. Opening your mouth whenever you're doing your concealer is equivalent to whenever you're doing your mascara. The girls that get it. So after that's done, we're going to go ahead and take the excess from that brush and cut that right there like I told you guys. We're going to add that concealer, that lighter shade, and you see how it's naturally like buffing out. Come around and just blend that, buff it out, make it look like it's actually connecting. I'm not going to bring it down all the way because I still want to have that natural look. Now you might run out on this side, so I'm going to go in with that beauty blender and just apply some of that makeup. It will definitely have a lot more than the brush because sponges just pick up more. And we're going to make sure we buff that out. Notice how I'm not coming too high, but I'm coming right here to connect it and blend it out with my ear. You see? Not bringing it down here because we don't need it down there. Alright, perfect. The more it's blended, the more flawless it's going to look. So, notice how she's still wet. That's because my skin was super hydrated. That Vaseline will help you later on in life, okay? Sir, go in with that same brush and buff this part out. You want it to connect with the eye. You don't want it to be an odd transition. I don't want a lot on my eye, but definitely bring it around so that it will connect with where you arched your brow, where you carved your brow out earlier. Just like that. Perfect. Now, it's time for blush. This is by e.l.f. in the color Coral Crush. I've heard a lot of good things about this, so I had to try it. I went to CVS and got it, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of more orange, and I've never had an orange before. Let me show you how pigmented it is. Let me show you. This is the color, you guys. I was scared to use it, but not anymore. I think it's gonna be really beautiful. So I'm gonna take a flat brush. Look at this. It's hella pigmented, and then we're just gonna put it right there. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Just want you to know you're my favorite girl. You know, that's the vibes I'm getting right now with this. I'm going to bring it all the way around, just like that. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna blend it out. Don't worry. It's not gonna stay like this. But it's already came together. You know what I'm saying? The makeup look is there. Go back in with Cookie. We're gonna apply a little more. Just right there. So that'd be like a triangle. So right here. And this time we're gonna let this dry down a lot more. So I'm gonna go in and go ahead. I don't want to set my face. I'm gonna wait. And I'm going in with the same palette. Ooh, that was dangerous. Scary moment. Going in with this palette, and we're gonna go with this. I love this color because it's almost the same color as my contour and my bronzer. So I'm just gonna pat that. And boom, it looks like my natural color, like I'm not blushed. And since I have my lash extensions on, I don't really care to make my eyes look just the most beautiful because my lashes are already that. Just like that. Not too much, not too little, just enough. So we're letting that dry. I'm also going to go ahead and spray it with my setting spray to keep everything where it's at before we blend it out. Now, a step that I also like to do is this NYX Born to Glow. I'm going to put a little bit on my face. A lot of people use this before they apply their makeup, but I don't like to do that. I like for it to be on top of my blush. So I'm going to apply this right here. And it's going to give that extra shine later on. You see it? I'm just trying to let you see it. Then go back in with your sponge. I'm going to go wet this a little more just so it can be a little more damp. Alright, so I got my wet beauty blender. Notice how she grew a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and buff that back out. Now remember I told you about this brush. We're going to make sure we come in and blend all of that back together. Just a little. And then also we're going to go in with a little bit more blush because this isn't that pigmented. It looks like it, but it's very watery, and I expect that because it's e.l.f. But the color will come. The color is there. It's buildable, so I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender. Listen, if you go in with a dry beauty blender, you will cause patches. So I'm not going in with a dry beauty blender because I don't want any patches. Just like that. And then look up, go under. I did blend out my under eye before this as well, so that I will prevent as much creasing as possible. And I don't want to do a lot of baking. I just want to set and push all of this into my under eye. We're going to go in with a powder puff and do the same thing. And just make sure you're pushing that product in. You don't want to swipe. You just want to push it in. Put it everywhere that you put your concealer. Now the shape of this is very important. It's a shape for a reason. It's pointing for a reason. So it's going to help you keep your shape. With the brows, I like to make sure I use that and I pat it right there. And then I'm going to bring it down the middle. Bring it down the middle to keep that bright. And the tip to mattify. Now the chin, I didn't put any product there, but I'm just going to mattify my chin and take that oil away. And around my lip, just a tiny bit. Just kind of dust it so that it's not glowing. But you don't need any product there. My forehead, I'm going to take a brush. This is a loose brush. I don't even know what type of brush this is, to be honest. I just know that it is like good with powder. So I'm going to go ahead and like push that in to my skin with the brush now. And I'm not going to dust it off. I'm just going to push it in. Take it onto my forehead because I don't want to be shining. On my brows. This is going to set that. I'm going to go in and finish with my Island Team Sunstalker. Love Fenty for this. This is closer to my skin tone. I'm going in with the powder brush. This is 201 by Real Techniques. It's more fluffy, so the product will go more places. It's not just for one spot. This makes it look a lot more natural. So take this up everywhere that you put your contour, your bronzer. And just go in a C motion again. This is also going to help blend out that blush. So for blush, to set that, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me. This should really be like a drugstore affordable makeup routine, but they be coming in clutch. I haven't really tried to go find a high-end blush. I just use this one because I didn't even know if I really like blush. This is in Pink Rose. I actually love it. Now we're gonna go over that blush to set it, and it's gonna set beautifully because duh. Boom. You're looking rosy, girl. You're looking rosy. You can smile, but you know, hit your nose with it a little right there so you don't look completely flushed. It looks like you still have a nose. Before I set, I'm gonna take where I did have concealer right here to cut out my face. Cut that out. It's not going to be super intense, but you want to make sure they're even. Fine satin. And we're going to go ahead and spray her down. I like my face to be very wet, so let's do it. She's real wet. And then I also like my Pixie, the Glow Mist. I shake her up because it's oil in this. And I'm just going to hit it. On top. Let this set in. Alright, now that my face is set beautifully, I'm going to take off my lip balm that I had on. I want my lips to be very dry. Brown lip liner. And I'm going to outline my lip. I grew up not having a lot of Barbies. My sister was a Barbie girl. I had lots of Bratz. I always lost their feet, but I love the Bratz dolls. I love Raymond Simone. I love fashion. I love that really dramatic look. So I just always strive to have that. And when it came to makeup and I first started getting into doing makeup, I love dramatic looks. And that's just what I strive for. I don't like the soft anything. I want it to look extravagant because I like that. This is another thing that I bought from e.l.f. yesterday. It's the lip plumping gloss, and I ran into it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this. It is in the color Pink Cosmo. So let's do that. This is what she looks like. This is the wand. A lot of product do not come out on. Oh, e.l.f. This is beautiful. It's not a really pigmented white or pink, but it's perfect. It looks very pretty. I like a very glossy lip. Now, that's not the only thing I put on my lips. I also am going to go in with this NYX Butter Gloss, and it is in the color Vanilla Cream Pie. I love this light pink. It's been my signature lately. I'm just going to put it in right here. And blend it out. And boom, you got my no foundation makeup look. I love it. It's beautiful, crisp, and flawless. My bottom lashes are very long. Now it's time to take down my hair and actually get ready for the day. Add a little more lip gloss because we might have lost a little along the way. And there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what other type of videos you want from me. I am back for good. I love making my videos, making my content, and I am a true Bratz girl. So if you want more makeup videos, more get ready with me, so let me know. I love my dark hair. How are y'all liking it? I love it. I'm never going blonde again, okay? This is my no foundation makeup look. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later.